Hey guys, so we have game-wide maintenance announced here, and the reason why is because it looks like they're updating the version of the game to 5.14. I'm not exactly sure what this is going to be doing, but we do have this in the news here. Battle version 2.7 is coming. I don't know if this update is specifically just because we're getting a new battle version, because I don't believe when they do new battle versions, they always have game-wide maintenance. I actually don't remember if that's the case or not. It might be, but there probably are going to be some other minor adjustments and updates, like UI changes potentially with the version update, but we'll see. I don't think this is going to be like a massive update or anything like that, because they usually do advertise in advance, but for this one, it kind of just is coming out of nowhere, so we'll see. But this is going to be the focus of the video, battle version 2.7. So I have not looked yet at the details of what is changing in here. I would imagine it probably has something to do with a lot of the testing that they've been doing in LBR mode. If you guys remember back to the past, when did they start doing this? It might have actually been before Legends Festival even started. They have been experimenting with, I guess, trying to dispromote, I don't know what the correct terminology is, but they want to, I guess, more so promote aggressive playstyles as opposed to passive playstyles, which I think is good. I do think that is a good change. And overall, the philosophy of trying to make the game more proactive instead of reactive, I think is good. I think most players would agree that that is what Dragon Ball should be like. It shouldn't be you sitting in the back and, trying to PV the opponents or trying to time specific AoE greens and, use blue cards at the right times. Like, that doesn't... I don't think there's anything wrong with that style of gameplay, but it just doesn't feel like it embodies what Dragon Ball is. So them trying to promote aggression in PvP, I think, is good. They have tried this in the past before, and it has failed miserably with the... I think I've always been saying this for pretty much since the mechanic was first implemented, but I do think the quick attack system, the quick attack mechanic, is just a complete failure. I don't think it does anything, honestly. The quick attack feature, honestly, it doesn't even need to exist in the game. Honestly, I wouldn't even be opposed to them removing it. But anyway, let's see what they do here with battle version 2.7. We have seen with LBR mode them specifically testing out removing perfect vanishes, maybe like losing ki, losing vanish when you back up. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that change, but we'll see what they do here. So battle version 2.7. Thank you for continued support of Dragon Ball Legends. With the app... okay, so this actually is connected. With the app version update scheduled for... this is going to be... it's this week, right? I believe it's tomorrow, actually, as I'm recording this. Let me just double check. I should have checked this. 2/17. Yeah, this is... or no, this is when the announcement is. Yeah, tomorrow. So we have... what is that? That's like 10-hour maintenance tomorrow. Yeah, 10-hour maintenance tomorrow here. 9 a.m. my time to 7 p.m. my time. That's 10-hour game maintenance. Okay, so I'm gonna have to prepare some videos. This is going to interfere. I cannot believe they would interfere with the first form Cell Zenkai Awakening. Unreal. I cannot believe this. Insane. But yeah, this is coming up tomorrow. We will officially implement the battle rules from Legends Battle Royale Battle Balance pre-release as battle version 2.7. With this app version update, we have officially implemented the battle rules from Legends Battle Royale Battle Balance pre-release as battle version 2. Okay, so this is... yeah, it looks like they are just taking what the rules are from the LBR mode and implementing it into the game. Overall adjustment goal. This battle version aims to adjust the currently favored passive maneuvers to achieve a greater balance between active and passive playstyles. While strategies involving waiting and evading will be preserved, adding a slight element of risk will incentivize more aggressive options. Okay, overall, just looking at the stated goal of these changes, I think this is a good philosophy. Again, promoting aggression, promoting proactivity instead of reactivity, I think is a good thing for a Dragon Ball game. Changes and their purpose. A slight amount of ki and vanishing gauge will be consumed when moving backwards. This applies regardless of enemy range. Okay, so this is probably the change that I don't like the most. I did actually try the LBR mode when it came out. I think I did a video on it. I should have done... yeah, I did do a video about it. So if you want to see what these changes will look like, maybe I'll post a pinned comment with that video of me trying it. I was not a fan of this. Not that I'm not a fan of them punishing passive gameplay, but this I don't think is the correct way to do that. And the reason why is because if you're in close range, like the reason why is this because just TLDR, this punishes good plays. This punishes you outplaying your opponent. If you're in melee range and you read that your opponent is going to go for a blue card, you read that your opponent is going to go for a Rising Rush, and you back float into mid-range knowing that your opponent's going to go for that so that you can get ready to vanish them, this essentially punishes that play because now you're going to float into mid-range and you're going to end up losing your vanish. So you actually can't do that anymore, even though that is considered a good, I would consider that to be a good play because you know your opponent is going to go for something. You read their play in advance, you made the correct read, and now you're going to be getting punished for that. I don't like this. We'll see. We'll obviously need to play test with this change a lot. Makes this low risk alternative more in line with boosting backward, which has a recovery period. Yeah, but they're talking about back steps or backdashing. Backdashing just was always terrible. Like, what? They're different mechanics for a reason. Like, why is this an objective here? Makes this low risk alternative more in line with boosting backwards, which has a recovery period. Why? Like, now, why would they even have a different... Why would these mechanics even be different? Why have two different mechanics like this? If they want to just make backfloating the same thing as backdashing, why not just remove one or the other from the game? Like, why have two of the same mechanic in the game? I'm not sure why this is... Why do they feel the need to make this the same as backdashing? What is the purpose? Increases options while preventing passive tactics such as retreating and switching characters from getting stronger. Let me read this again. Increases options while preventing passive tactics such as retreating and switching characters. What is this even saying? Increases options while preventing passive tactics such as retreating and switching characters from getting stronger. This kind of reads as if they're going to be implementing stuff that would have synergized well with this old battle system. I mean, all this is saying is they're just scared of backing up being too strong, I guess. Does not affect swiping to boost backwards, but doing so may still fulfill the condition based on input speed. Okay. I mean, again, I don't agree with this change, but again, we'll need to test this. Okay, this is the big one. Evading a blast arts at long range with perfect vanish will come with a small vulnerability window. Helps prevent stalemates at long range, adds options other than waiting for an attack during long range combat. This is wrong. Okay, I don't mean to sound like I know more than the devs, but I mean, I do. All right, so the reason why this is good, I mean, so first of all, I'm not saying I disagree with this change. I actually think this change probably is good, but this is not the reason. The reason why this is a good change is because it adds an option other than waiting for an opponent to sidestep in long range combat, not for an opponent to attack. What are they trying to say? Like, you're waiting for your opponent to go for a blast so you can go for a blast? Usually that's not the case. Usually what you're doing, and you guys can look at any video I've put out in the past 4 years. When I'm at long range, the only time I feel comfortable going for a blast or a strike is if the opponent sidesteps or the opponent goes for a tap attack or something. And the reason why is because of this. That's the reason. If you reduce the amount of, if you reduce the probability, if you reduce the likelihood that you will be perfect vanished, that is how you win in this game. If you, I think I've made this comment many times at this point, talking about these changes, but if you were able to look at, I don't know, let's just say the top 100 ranked players in PvP, and you looked at what is the percentage chance that this person gets PV'd based on their playstyle, the number 1 through 100 ranked people would all have like extremely low percentages of them getting perfect vanished. That to me is what is the mark, is essentially the mark of a good player in this game, is how little do you get perfect vanished. And the one way that you really lower the chance the most of getting perfect vanished is if you don't, like, if you sit in long range and then you just randomly press cards, your opponent at any point can just perfect vanish you. But if you wait for your opponent to do something first, like sidestepping or going for a tap attack or something, then you know that you're not going to get perfect vanish because your opponent can't perfect vanish while they're in the middle of another action. it's not really an attack. Other than waiting for an attack, it's not really this. It's waiting for them to do anything. Sidestepping, tap attacking, anything like that. It's not really waiting for an attack. This should just be waiting for an action. It's not specifically attacking. Perfect vanish effects will not play when this occurs. This change does not affect combat at close or mid-range or when evading any attack other than a blast darts. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna pick one of these two rules that I like better, I definitely like this one better. There are going to be a lot of people who are opposed to this. I think I did see some uproar in the JP community about the LBR changes, so we'll see what kind of feedback they give the game, but I think this is a good start. And I did mention this in a previous video as well, but this is not something where they can just change this and then like never revisit this. This is probably the single biggest change we've ever seen to the battle system, because this changes the entire, like every single match, I am playing the same way and waiting for my opponent to do something before I attack. That is now not the case anymore. So this single change probably has the biggest impact on PvP that we've ever seen. I would probably say this is a bigger change than them even adding tackles to the game. This is a huge change. The Legends team is working hard to ensure that all players can have a more enjoyable experience with more varied tactics and playstyles. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. While not true for all of the special rules used in Legends Battle Royale may be used to test adjustments for future battle version updates. Stay on the lookout for more Legends Battle Royale news. Okay, so what I'm going to say, though, is while I think this is a good start, they cannot just, like, end their crusade of changes with this. They're going to have to really take a look at how PvP is once this change is actually implemented, which again should be tomorrow. And they're going to need to make some adjusting changes, I think, after this, right? The wrong way to do this is they implement this change and then we don't see another battle system update for like 6 months. That would be a bad way of managing things. What they should do is they should make this change. I think this is good. So make this change, but then, you know, take a look at the next PvP season or maybe the next 2 PvP seasons and then make any adjustments they need to. So maybe this is what, Battle System 2.7? Maybe they could come out with Battle Version 2.7B or 2.7-1 or -2 or something. And what that would do is that would add any changes that they think are necessary to curb or prevent any, I guess, unintended side effects from this effect, because this is a huge change. I can't overstate this enough. This is a huge, massive change to the game. So there's definitely going to be something that pops up that's just unforeseen to the development team, where this is either abused in some way or there's some very unfun interaction somewhere. They're gonna have to change something. It's not like, oh, they might have to change. Like, they 100%, there is going to have to be some kind of change that happens. But I think them just putting this in the game right now is good. But this is not like a one-stop thing where we implemented this in the game, let's go on vacation. Like, no, this is going to be a multi-layered thing. You can't just make the biggest change ever to the game and then just never like adjust it. Like, they're gonna have to actually monitor this and look at this with very intense scrutiny and figure out what needs to be adjusted, because undoubtedly there will be something. But I'm on board here. I'm not so sure about this change. And I think even just looking at a lot of the people in the community from what I've seen on social media, I think most people weren't actually in favor of this change either. I feel like this really does take away from player skill in this game, because if you know that somebody's going to go for some kind of attack in close range and you are going to be preemptively backing up because you know it's coming, you can't do that anymore. So I don't know. It's we'll see. On the other hand, though, I do think this is going to open the doors for different types of playstyles, which is cool, especially this one. So this is going to be, you know, something that I think is going to be very, very tough to adjust to, especially after playing with the same battle system essentially for 6 years plus. It'll take time to get used to this, I think. So I'm probably just gonna, I'll think about how I want to handle this, because I'll probably just do a video where I just go into PvP and just like experiment with the battle system before I do the cell showcase. But this is going to make characters stronger in the game. I'm probably going to do a video actually where I just think about like what characters get the most affected by this. And I'll tell you right away off the bat, you know what characters are going to get affected by this the most? It's characters. Ooh, let me see. It's characters like this that have range blue cards. Range blue cards, right? Can't be PV'd anymore. Well, I guess no, it's not true. It's only blast arts, actually. Okay, hold on. I guess that means... Okay, yeah, again, this is why I need to experiment with this. Because I was thinking if you can't PV... Okay, so technically what this means is you can't PV at... It's not that you can't PV at long range. It's that you can't PV specifically blast arts at long range. So you would still be able to theoretically PV like a long range blue. Okay, never mind. Okay, but I'll still need to think about this because this definitely does affect a lot. So I might make a video talking about what characters I think are going to get stronger based off of this. But this is a very, very big change because like this is labeled battle version 2.7. This should just be 3.0. This should easily be battle version because I think this is the single biggest change ever. It changes the entire dynamic of each fight. So we'll have to experiment with this, but this is a huge, huge change for the game. Let me know what you guys think, and I am looking forward to testing this out, and we'll see how things change here. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.